be recorded. Please let us know at this time. She even puts in parentheses pause, so I'm pausing. Thank you. All right, I will happily call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. tonight. Would you all please rise for the allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I want to acknowledge Jaden and Michaela tonight. So I think in years past, our student board reps have missed this session. And so I'm intentionally inviting them both to be here tonight because I think it's important for them to see the hard work that you put into these improvement plans and to hear the perspective from all of our buildings, not just the high school. So anyway, I just want to say thanks you both. Thank you to you both for being here tonight and working this into your schedules. So the first item on our agenda tonight is the board calendar and public records request summary. So board members, any quick questions? Nope. No. Good. Thank you. Then we will jump into one of my most favorite meetings that we have throughout the year. We love hearing about these school improvement plans and appreciate the effort that's gone into them. And I want to preface this by saying this is a really safe environment. The board comes to you with open hearts and open minds. Leading our schools is not always a rosy, straight, challenge-free experience. And I think just this is a safe place to talk about what's working and what's not and where do we go from here. So thank you, administrators, for your efforts leading up to tonight. And let's go ahead and get going. More time we have.
Really appreciate that. Well, you're about to experience the culmination of several hours of work on the part of our building administrators. As a leadership team, we probably spent more time working on developing, processing, putting together the pieces, make meaning out of the continuous school improvement plans this year than we ever have before. So you're about to have a real treat on your hands. We're going to go through 20-minute rounds. So there will be a timer up here that you can kind of pay attention to. When there's 5 minutes left, that'll be the time to transition to question and answer time. So it's kind of structured right now that the first 15 minutes, the team will do presentations of their CSIP plan, and then we leave 5 minutes at the end for board members to ask questions and interact. Now I know with this board that's not very much time because you guys ask questions. We love that about you. We really do. And so you'll know when it's time because apparently this thing has all kinds of really loud Christmas music that it plays. So I'll give you the 5-minute warning when we go into Q&A, and then up to that time the teams will present. Any questions with that? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Them here have the opportunity to give you a little bit of feedback about what you heard tonight.
Board comments.
Oh.
Board comments.
I know what the rest of the board talk. What? Go ahead. Board comments.
I gave my comments all the way along.
I was going to say a lot of comments.
Well, I think there's a lot of positive things going on. I love at the elementary that you guys are bringing in the community as much as you are. I think that's so positive because the more we interact with the community, the better the kids will be. It just makes so much sense. I love at the high school that they're really focusing on hands-on learning and project learning, and that I love CTE. All of that is amazing, and the fact that you're actually the kids are starting to do more than the teacher, and that is I think that's a great thing. And at the elementary, or the middle school, I really like the fact. I love Earl's program. I really like that, the behavior, the way they address that. And I like the self-reflection that the teachers are doing, because I think that's so powerful, that they're, my thought is if you can build if you have a relationship with your students, that's the number one thing. And so I see that happening all the way around. I think it's a really good thing. So.
Well, I liked, I believe it was last year when Ed started us having all the plans working on similar things instead of just whatever. And I really loved that each of the plans reflected both the data from your students, but the data from your teachers too. Because the teachers they have a lot of information, they see how things work, how things don't work. And that's really important. And I loved that we included our student board reps. I don't know, you didn't all get to enjoy it, but it was great to hear a student getting to comment as a peer on the teachers and administrators in the district. So talk about ownership.
So I was going to just comment, I know when we are here to hear these plans and how to improve our schools and the learning that the students do, it's always based on that kind of academic goal that the population sees from OSPI and that SBA test. And I think I said it at my first table, I think it's broke. I just feel that we all want our kids to succeed and they all need to have benchmarks and meet certain things, but everything that each school is doing individually to access where kids could use elevation is happening. And I think that these things that I heard will change the future of education. Student involvement in what they're doing, focusing on efficacy and community involvement. I think that all those things that are happening here I think are going to elevate us. It just might take a while, but everybody's doing such a great job, and I think it's very exciting. And the more I sit in on these every year, I understand just a tiny bit more, but it's still so much of it's over my head. I just can't.
Yeah, I would just build off that, and I think I mentioned a little bit of this already, and I feel like just at each school, and even within our district, we're focusing on the right work for kids, that, you know, we could drill an SBA test into them every year, all year long, but we're really focused on the whole child as, you know, a thriving member of our community with the emotional skills, the relationship skills, the communication skills to do big things. So I'm proud of all of our schools for that. I heard and have seen evidence of real creativity in each building on how we're teaching kids and rethinking what they're learning and why they're learning it, and helping them have agency and value in the conversations we're having with them all day long. We get the blessing of spending hours with them every day, and we want it to be important work. So I heard a lot of that in what you were sharing with me, but I also heard that you're reaching out to the community, because we can do amazing things in the district, but if the community doesn't come along with us, we'll miss, there'll be a gap there, and it'll cause our students to not see that value in what they're experiencing in our classrooms. And so please, I would ask you to please keep that community work as a priority. That's the only way they'll be able to keep up with the cool ideas that you have. So I've talked a lot. Thanks for answering all the questions.
Well, they took all the answers. And, to all of them, right? No, what I noticed is, and it's nice to see there's a lot of collaboration, right, between all the schools too, right? So we see Orlean Elementary and Ptarmigan, and how you guys are able to interact, and how the plans are coming together, right? So it's all coming out that way. And then I watched the middle school to the high school, same thing, right? So as we see this plan coming together, it's there. Yeah, that test, right? Everyone, we gotta take the test, right? But if right, we realize and give patience to let our children learn, right, and put value to them, it's gonna change, right? They're gonna feel like, hey, I can do this. And that's what it's all about, right there. Everyone in this room's doing that.
Yeah. Ed, do you see how many people they get to their things?
Oh,
What are we gonna do?
it's
We
full.
gotta do something they do.
Build the schools.
Build a school.
You know, start our bond meetings.
Yes.
We have a ton of parents that come.
Student board reps, this is the first time ever in the history of our district we've had students here to listen to plans. Any impressions, takeaways, comments that you'd like to share?
Honestly, I just am very grateful I was able to be here. I think that as a student, sometimes you can be blinded by how much administration puts into caring about you, especially when you walk the halls every day and you've got your own problems and issues with classes and whatever. And I think it's really cool to like have experienced firsthand like how much effort each one of these schools puts into their kids and how much you guys are really trying to push that idea of making sure every kid feels welcome and that they belong in a place that is safe for them and they can grow and learn and eventually move on into life and whatever they plan to do afterwards. So I'm just grateful.
Thank you.
I'm on the same boat as Michaela.
We're all in the same boat as Michaela.
We can ride that little boat together.
Okay, final comments from each administrator and then we'll go. Just kidding.
Steve, you did a very good job with the timekeeping.
A little technology stuff between 3 and 4.
You got it.
I would like to say thank you. I know hours and hours and tons of effort, tons of conversation went into these plans. So from the board to all of their teams, thank you so much for your work. This is the important work, as I said, and so we really value the thoughtfulness that went into this and the bravery in sharing it with us and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much. I hope this isn't the end of these conversations. You know, we as a board, I can speak for all of us, saying we want to hear more and learn more and what's working and what didn't and what do you want to try again as time goes on and we see you out and about. So please and thank you, don't let this be a one-time conversation. And I think with that, board, anything you'd like to add? We usually end our meetings with board comments.
I just want you to know that we see and we know how difficult it is to be an administrator right now. And we appreciate what you guys go through and how you handle it. And so we are aware. I just want you guys to know that. But it's not easy. You have such a hard job. We appreciate the way that you handle all of your kids and your work and your staff and parents and everything, all that. So
Ditto from us from principals. You guys, your job is to represent a very diverse group of constituents and to take critical feedback to the school and ask the hard questions of Ed and ask through Ed to the buildings. And I appreciate that you're a very supportive board, but you also ask tough questions and bring that critical voice forward because that's your job, and that you're volunteers and you take a lot of heat. I know you don't carry that heat through to us, and so that is very helpful. And you work closely with superintendent and with each other. So I know that you're taking bullets and you're hearing and you're putting them all together into concise information for Ed. And we appreciate your representation, your highly paid representation that you all are doing. So thank you for volunteering for that and representing and being fans. We appreciate it.
I gotta ask a question. How are the pigs doing with all the rain?
Rain, the elevated all rain, they're dry and happy. You can listen.
I was worried.
Folks are doing good.
I think we're good. I will adjourn this meeting at 7:40.